Hey guys, Brent Hull Build Show, standing in front of an awesome 1920s house, and I'm going to tell you 2 or 3 things I would do if I was going to buy it because it's for sale. A little under $900,000 here in Fort Worth. If you bought it, what would you do? What would you fix up? Come join me today in the Build Show. Okay, so first I want you to get a lay of the land here. We're in an historic neighborhood. My first shop was at my brother's house just around the corner. So I walked up the street, drove up the street a lot. This is, a collection of a number of period revival houses. There's a really pretty English one, colonial revival on the other side, kind of Italian revival here. And then of course this, which is a really handsome, beautiful house. What style is it? It's kind of a mix of styles. It's definitely that period revival genre, right? The barrel tile roof, that green barrel tile roof, it's so pretty. It's actually a Ludovici roof. We've talked about Ludovici before. But look at the richness of materials. Solid stone columns, all cut stone with a carved capital. Really, really nice. Beautiful balustrade there. Nice height and proportion. I would give it a blend of styles, right? There's the brackets under the eave kind of give it that Italian look. The barrel tile also kind of more of an Italian thing. So maybe a Mediterranean revival kind of thing, but nothing really strong and distinctive. But let's go inside. I want to show you some great details. One reason I love this house is how original it is, okay? There's a bunch of quirky, fun details that make it really charming, but I wouldn't want to change. This funny stair as you go up there that kind of humps up and humps down into the kitchen. There's a bathroom there was probably redone sometime in the 30s or 40s. But this kind of arrangement where you walk in off the porch into the main living room, no vestibule, pretty typical of a smaller house. This is probably a 2,500 square foot house. And so it's not a really big house, but there's great details. This kind of arrangement with this fireplace, this tile fireplace, fire was a big problem, and so this strong mantle shelf is what it's called. This is a really original, really beautiful fireplace. Now, one of the other great things about historic houses is the number of windows. I mean, you look, we've got windows on, 3 sides, almost 4 sides of this house, right? Tons of natural light in this room, but we've got a door that goes out to a porch there, a door onto the porte-cochere there, these French doors, these would have been French doors here. So the floor plan, the living plan of how you would have functioned in a house is just so different than the way we live today. And typically these things are gutted and then all the charming details have been taken out. But in this case, we've got a house that's very original. It just feels right in here. The light feels right. It's very comfortable in here. And all the original charming details just make it very livable. So this arrangement here, right, where we've got this kind of little sitting area. Now remember, the kitchen was a servant's area, right? So that's why they have these swinging doors on the kitchen, right? Even on a small house like this, the owners would have sat here, the help would have come in a back door, made a basement door, and come up and served. And so typically on older houses of this period, these have been opened up and the kitchen's been enlarged. So the kitchen went enlarged this way and you'd actually open into the living room. This still has that charming butler's pantry, these charming cabinets, and then this awesome kitchen, which was probably redone at the same time they did that bathroom there with these St. Charles cabinets. Now, St. Charles is a metal cabinet, right? These are metal cased doors, frames, everything's metal, and they were really popular in the 40s and 50s. We've got an original one here, right? Look how awesome these countertops, the sink, just how sleek lined these are. This is really awesome, really fun to be in a space like this. Here's your back porch. Look at this old milk delivery system where the milk guy would come on the back porch. You'd put your empty bottles on here. He'd take your empty bottles, put your new bottles back in. There's a great door down to the basement. This might have been an outdoor porch. This is right here, where you'd come out on this back porch and then come in. A little bit hard to tell. It's a small space, right? This is not a big house. Look at the plate rail as it goes around the top. Fun details in here. Let me show you this bathroom. This hex tile is a 2-inch hex tile as opposed to a 1-inch hex tile. The 1-inch hex tile is most popular in the 20s. When you get into the 30s, 40s, and even 50s, you see this bigger hex tile. And so I'm actually looking at the bottom because we've got a bathroom suite in here where the heater, the toilet, the tub, everything's that green avocado color. They were sold in suites in the 30s and 40s. So white was the most popular in the 20s. And so by the time you get to the 40s and 50s, you begin to have colors. You have purple and yellow, and green was one of them. So there's a bathroom suite in here. I'm guessing was done later. And I was taking a picture on the bottom because you can see sometimes these will have when they were manufactured, and you can actually look and see if there's a date on here. And so this says 1919, April 5th, 1919. So that then tells you, well, this could be original to this house. And this was just an early version of that hex tile. So some interesting things going on here. You see this kind of tile detail. It too looks a little bit later than 1924. Interesting, right? We're sleuthing here. We're trying to figure these things out when these things were added. I'd said this might have been added later, but this is actually pretty early. So, maybe it wasn't. So fun things to try to figure out and work through. Let's go upstairs. I'm going to date this sink as well. This one is not as colorful, and so this one looks, I don't even see a date on this one. But you see what's happening here. We've got the 1-inch hex tile here, right? We've got white pedestal sink. And so this to me reads as a much earlier bathroom than the one downstairs, but those fixtures are 1919. So some fun things I'll have to figure out, maybe look through some of the old Crane catalogs, but this would be an earlier bathroom to me, and that one was added later, but maybe I'm wrong. It's fun to see this thing upstairs. Look at this. So this was where the telephone thing would have gone. Look at this. So there's a seat here where you could sit down and talk on the phone with people. These were the kind of things that were sold in millwork catalogs. Really a lot of fun to play around with. There's a laundry chute there. And then there's this awesome porch out here that goes out over this portiche, which too seems to have been added later. But this is a wonderful way. They've got some chairs and some sitting out there. But I just love the way this house lives. I love that it's open. There's 2 bathrooms upstairs, 3 bedrooms, and so maybe this is your master, and then these are the kids' rooms. It's not a huge house, but I just love coming into these houses because it feels like you're gonna live differently, right? You're not everybody in their own bathroom with their own bedroom and the den where people go hide in different parts of their house. This is very much a family house. This is very much everybody's living on top of each other and sharing a lot of spaces, which is a lot of fun. So now what do you do? It's a little less than 900,000, which feels like a steal, okay? It's a little over 300 a foot. That's where we are in our market. The 3 things that I would do, right? I would try to keep it as original as possible. I think that small kitchen may be the biggest drawback for some people, right? Because it's just so small. But they've got the St. Charles cabinets, right? So which one do I keep here? You've got original windows, okay? Do not take out the bleeping original windows, okay? Because I can see someone kind of, I'm going to make it more energy efficient. No, you're not going to do that. Look at the wavy glass, look at the depths of the profile, look how defining these windows are. Please do not take out the windows in this house. And then I'm probably not updating bathrooms. Maybe that one master bathroom, I'm fixing that a little bit. Also, you've got original barrel tile Ludovici roof up here. To replace that roof is probably $300,000, right? And so you have all these rich original materials that I don't want you taking out. You've got cut stone, not cast stone. You've got carved capitals on your columns, right? You've got all of these great original rich details that make this house so wonderful. There's great architectural expression. Try to keep as much of it as you can and be my recommendation. Maybe play with that kitchen a little bit, but that's what I would do if it was my house and I was going to buy it. Okay guys, more information on historic houses and historic stuff on the Patreon page if you want to check that out. Really having a lot of fun sharing things from my library. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm Brent Hull. Thanks for watching.